Namaste students, myself Sunil Kumar from the Department of Computer Science. Today we are moving to the last session based on the chapter control statements. Already we discussed with the different types of looping structure and also with the different types of selection statements in the previous sessions. Mainly we discussed with the selection statement 1, simple if else, else if ladder, nested if, and also with the switch. These are the mainly 5 types of selection statement we discussed in a previous session, and after that in the last sessions we mainly discussed about the iterative statement. Iterative means is also known as looping statements. So, mainly we discussed with the while loop, do while, and also with the for loop. Mainly 3 types of looping structure we discussed in the previous sessions. Remember that all the looping structure and also selection statements are very important for the final examination. You will be getting the 10 marks from this chapter. Mainly you are getting 10 marks, or in this chapter you are getting 10 marks, and programming construct you are also getting 10 marks. Means overall we can say altogether we can say 20 marks you are getting from this chapter. So if you study only one chapter control statement, that is enough to work with the programming construct. Almost both chapters are same, and extra topics what I am discussing, that is an extra topic compared to the programming construct part. So already we discussed with the while and do while. Mainly in previous sessions we discussed with the difference between the while and do while. If you take the while statement and if you take the do while statement, then main difference will be there. That difference we discussed in the last session. While is pre-tested looping. If you take the do while, that is post-tested looping structure. And first control will be checked and will be then body of the loop will be executed in case of while. If you take the do while statement, first body of the loop will be executed. Later the control is going to check the condition at the end of the looping structure. Then after that, one thing here is in case of while looping structure, if the condition is false in initial stages, then it is not going to execute at least once. At least once also the looping structure is not going to execute. Then in case of do while, even though condition is false, the control will execute the body of the loop at least once. At least once the body of the loop will be executed. So this is the main difference between the while and do while. And after that, we discuss with the for loop. For loop, what is the working of for loop already we know. In case of for loop, mainly we are making use of initialization, test condition, and also the increment and decrement. The first is controller or control. First step is control is moving to check the set the initialization or going to initialize the values. After initialization, next is going to check the condition. Next is going to check the condition. If the condition is true, then body of the loop will be executed. After executing the body of the loop, once again control is moving to increment or decrement. Control is moving to increment the counter variable or decrement the counter variable. After increment or decrement, next control is moving to check the condition once again. Then this will be repeated again and again until the condition becomes false. That is in case of for loop. And whenever condition is false, means control is moving to loop from the looping structure. That is the for loop. And also we discussed with the one programming example. So now we will move to today's session. In this session we will be discussing about jump statements. So it is not we discussed in a programming construct, and is a new topic in case of control statements. So what is a jump statement? Jump statement is used to unconditional jump. One within a program or within a program. If you want to move from one place to another place, mainly we are making use of jump statement. So mainly 3 types mainly jump statement being used for 3 purposes. One is mainly to terminate the program execution. Terminate the execution of the loop, or terminate the execution of entire program if you want to use. Then we are using the jump statement, or exiting a loop if you want to exit from the particular loop. Exit from the particular loop, then we are making use of jump statement, or skip the loop structure if you want to skip only one part. In a programming part, if you want to skip something, then we are making use of jump statement. These are the mainly 3 purposes of jump statement. Mainly we are using 3 types of jump statement here. One is break, continue, and exit. Mainly we are making use of 3 types of break jump statement. One is break, then continue, and also the exit. So first we will move to break. Already we discussed the break statement. We can use like this: break in small letter with the semicolon. There is no other thing like a keyword. Break is a keyword, so we can use this one as a jump statement. So mainly we have used break statement. Already we used a break statement in switch statement. We already used this in switch statement. We used to terminate the case in switch after case value statement, then we are making use of break statement. So we used in switch statement and used to terminate the loop. It is also possible to terminate the loop. How this is executing means whenever break statement is encountered, the control is moving out from the particular loop. For example, control is executing one looping structure. Control is executing particular looping structure. Whenever break statement is here, means whenever break statement is encountered, means at that time control is moving out from the looping structure. So that is in case of break statement. How we can use this one? I am not writing entire program. I just write a for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 100, I plus plus. Right. So it's a for loop. So 1 to 100 the loop will be repeated. Means 100 times loop will be repeated. Then see out I can use end value. Next I use if one more statement I am using, if I is equal to 10. Whenever I is equal to 10, inside the bracket I write break. So this is usage of break statement. Normally, if this part is not there, then what happens? This part is not there, means whenever that part is not there, then the loop will be repeated 100 times. So we will display the values 1, 2, 3 like that till 100 values are going to print if this part is not there. Whenever that part is here, whenever I is equal to 10, when I is equal to 1 is displayed, next I is incremented, I is 2, I is 3, I is 4 like that. Whenever I is equal to 10 will be displayed. Then after that, if I is equal, then you go to check whether I is equal to 10. Whenever I is equal to 10, then break statement is there. Then it's given that break. Break means control is moving out from the looping structure. Control is going to move out from the looping structure. So in this case, not going to print 100, we are going to print only the 10 numbers. It is going to print only the 10 numbers in case of this statement. So break statement mainly used in switch case to terminate the case values. To terminate the cases. Other than that, if you want to terminate the loop, if you want to terminate the particular loop, or if you want to exit from the looping structure, then we are making use of break statement. The next one is here is exit statement. The exit statement is mainly used in case of exit from entire program. If you want to exit from entire program, some program is executing, at that time if you want to exit from the entire programming structure, we are mainly making use of exit program. So we can normally use void main, C values in A, B, C. Then C in A, B, C, C out A. Next exit of 0. Next one is C out B, C out C. So this is a statement. So first one here it is void main. Then int ABC means 3 values given. Then 3 values I given there A, B, C. Then C out A. Then exit of 0. Then C out B, C. So 3 values taken and 3 values displayed. So whenever I is executing means first statement executed, next statement executed, next statement A is printed, next exit of 0 is there. Next is given that exit of 0. Whenever exit of 0 or exit of 1, figure exit is a one library function. Exit is a one library function. Whenever if you got the exit, then control is moving out from the program. Control is moving out from the program. Whenever if you got the break, remember difference between the one break and exit. In case of break, control is moving out from the looping structure. Control is moving out from the looping structure. Remember, we use the for loop, while loop, or do while. Any looping structure is there, means it will come out from the looping structure. It is not going to end the program. That is not going to end the program. But if you use exit is a library function. That if you use the exit, then control is moving to end of the program. End of the program. That is the main difference between the break and one more is exit. Next we will move to the one more type of jump statement, continue statement. Next type of jumping statement, that is known as continue statement. In case of continue statement, it used to skip the rest of statements. Mainly, if you did some statements are there, means then if you want to skip the rest of statements, some statement or sometimes if you want to skip means, then we are making use of continue statements. So normally, if you want to use the continue statement, it can be used like this: continue. Continue is a format. This is a format to use the continue statements. So normally, if you are going to use in a for loop, if you use a for loop, for I use I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus means loop will be repeated 5 times. Loop will be repeated 5 times. Then open flower bracket, you can use open flower bracket, see out I. So we will be printing. Normal is a program. In this program, how it is executed means first I value is 1, so 1 is printed, 2 is printed, you print like that. I use indel also for understanding. So if you use like that, you are printing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You will print the values. So normally is a working of continuous. This is a not working of the for loop. So it will print first 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I am not going to explain how it is for loop is working. If you have any doubt, you can see the previous sessions. Then after that, if I use the continue statement in between, how I can use continue statement means I use if I is equal to 3. Whenever I is equal to 3, then I use an open flower bracket continue. The semicolon. If you use like that, so use like that. First I is 1 is printed, 1 is not equal to 3, then 2, now next is 3, next 4, like that going to print. But in this case, there is no changes here. Whenever if I go to print a statement I here, see out print, see out I. If I use like this, in this case it means to understand. First I is equal to 1, 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. Here inside the if I check, where I is equal to 3, no. Then see out I, so 1 is printed. I is incremented. Next I is 2. 2 is less than 5. Condition is true. Whether I is equal to 3, no. Next we go to next statement. Condition is false. Skip this part. Next I is equal to printed I 2. Next I plus plus. Next value is I plus plus. Whenever I plus plus is there, next I value will be 3. Next I value will be 3. Whenever I value will be 3, next I is equal to, we are checking whether I is equal to 3. Whenever I is equal to 3, here condition is true. So here continues given. Here continues given. Whenever continues given means next statement, rest of the statement will be skipped once. Rest of the statement is skipping once. So it is not going to print 3. It is not going to print 3. The rest of the statements are going to skip once. Next I plus plus. Next I value will be 4. 4 is not equal to 3, so it will be printed. Next 5 is not equal to 3 is also going to print. So that like that, if you want to skip some part, here 3 is skipped. The same statement is skipped once. For this purpose, we are mainly making use of continue statement. These are the mainly 3 jumping statements. One is break, continue and exit. And last one more type of structure is there, that is actually known as Goto statement. So Goto statement is known as unconditional jumping. Goto statement is also known as unconditional jumping statement. So within a program, one place to another place if you want to jump, then mainly we are making use of Goto statement. If you use the Goto statement, there are 2 types of jumping is available. One is forward jumping and one more is backward jumping. One is forward jumping and also one more is backward jumping. So 2 also I will explain here. I am not going to explain the program, just I will explain the syntax. So this is a statement 1. We don't know total number of statements, statement 1. Here I use go to. I use a statement go to. Then I use any label. Any label I can use. So go to label. Next statement 2. Statement 2. Next statement 3. Next label. After label, next colon, not semicolon. After label, colon. Next statement 4. Next statement 5. Enough. These are the 5 statements. So how it is executing? The first control is moving to execute the statement 1. Statement 1 is executed. After executing statement 1, next it is given that go to label. Go to label means label is one word, any variable, any term we can use. Label, go to K, go to J, anything we can use. If we use like that, go to label, in the entire program, it will go in the search where is the label. It is a label. Means here is a label, so control is moving from here to here. Then after label, next is going to execute. After label, we are going to execute the next statement. So next statement 4 and statement 5 will be executed. After this one, next statement 4, next statement 5 will be executed. Here, statement 2 and statement 3 is going to skip. Statement 2 and also statement 3 is going to skip here. This is actually known as forward jumping. This is known as forward jumping. Then next is one more condition that is known as backward jumping. Backward jumping is unconditional looping. Backward jumping is also known as unconditional looping. So repeat the statement again and again. So I will use like this. Statement 1. Same thing. Statement 1. So go to I use label. Label. Then statement 2. Statement 3. Next after statement 3, go to label semicolon. Statement 4 and finally statement 5. These are the different 5 statements. So how it is executing? The first control is moving to execute the statement 1. First control is moving to execute the statement 1. After executing the statement 1, next control is moving to label. Label nothing is there to execute. Next moving to the statement 2. Next is moving to statement 2 to execute the statement 2. After execute statement 2, next statement 3 is given. So it will execute the statement 3. After execute the statement 3, next go to label is given. Next go to label is given. So entire program is going to serve the same label. So label means it is any variable. Either we can use K, J, anything we can use. So it is matching with the labels. So we are moving to particular label here. Once again backward. Control is going to backward. Label is here. Next is executing statement 2, statement 3, statement 2, statement 3. So like that is repeated again and again. So there is no stop for this one. If you use a go to like that, there is no stop. Here remember statement 4 and statement 5 is not going to execute. Enter. So this is actually known as go to statement. If you use the go to statement, one is forward jumping and one more condition is backward jumping. So based on this one, I am not going to explain the program. You can see the textbook programming is available. So mainly we reached the end of session today. In this session we mainly discussed about the jumping statement. We mainly discussed about the jumping statement. This one they are asking for 3 marks and 1 marks. So jumping statement mainly are 3 types as a break, continue and exit, and also we can say go to also we can consider as a jumping statement. The break statement is mainly used to terminate the program execution in a loop. Inside the loop, if you use the break statement, that will terminate the execution of a programming loop, and also it is used in a switch statements. Also, to terminate the cases in a switch, we are mainly using the break statement. The next one is the exit statement. Exit statement is mainly using to terminate the program execution. Program execution is not terminated. Entire program will be terminated. That is not for that purpose we are making use of exit statement, and remember that is not library function. Next one is the continue statement. Continue statement is used to skip the rest of statement. Rest of statements are there. If you want to skip that one, we are using of continue statement. And last one is go to statement. Go to statement is mainly 2 types of statements are there. That is known as unconditional jumping. Go to statement is known as unconditional jumping. There are mainly 2 types of looping go to statements are there. One is forward jump, one is backward jump. One is a forward and one is a backward jumping. So by here we reach the end of session. Based on this one, I'll give the worksheet, work out that one, and we will meet in next session. So I'll wind up my today's session. Thank you.